Hi guys, my name is Sam. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you my March TBR. We have a new background going on. Yes, my books are not in shelves. Not so much on me. Don't talk about it. I have a lot of things I want to talk about before I hop into the wheel. So let's just hop right in and discuss how I did for February's TBR. The first book that I had on the TBR was Real by Kennedy Ryan for a book on another person's TBR, and I did read that. Then I had 16 Ways to Break a Heart by Lauren Strasnick for Dice Roll, which we got, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a book with a 6-word title, and I did read that. Then we had Pet Pig and My Dog Chose Flock by Kate Stewart, and I did read that. And here's where it goes downhill, because I know y'all knew I wasn't going to read this, but then we had Highest Rated, and I got A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, and I didn't read it. It wasn't in the cards for me. I had a readathon going on. This was not, I didn't want to read it. And this is one of the first things I want to talk about, which is that for the wheel, the prompt Highest Rated, I will be changing that for the foreseeable future to be including the top 3. So I'll get to choose between the top 3 highest rated on my TBR, because I want to be in the mood to read it and I'm not, so don't make me. Anyways, and then the last book that was on the TBR was Because You Love to Hate Me, and this I got for a random year, and we got 2017. And I also didn't read this, and this is on my These Books Will Self-Destruct list, so yeah, not looking too great for this pick. Aside from that, I also had put out a rom-com swoonathon TBR, and in case you were wondering, I did not follow all of the books that I put on there, but I did black out the board, so yay me. And for this month, I will be participating in March hosted by Clint and Hope. So whether or not I get those books on this TBR, I'll be discussing that at the end of this video, because I don't plan to black out that board, so I'm just going to include it in this video, and also have book clubs going on that I'll be talking about at the end if I don't get the picks on. Obviously, I didn't finish my TBR, which means we have to spin the punishment wheel. However, remember when I said last month that I had 2 books left from my TBR that I was gonna finish, so I was counting that as done? Yeah, I made it 50% of the way through Nemesis and completely forgot about it, never finished it. So as per old Sam, I have to add an extra spin for that. And I didn't finish the 3 books that were on my TBR tournament, which is a vlog that is not even out yet. Not so much on me. I had family here for 2 weeks, and then when I went to go edit it every time, it was just like, it was a chore. So that will be coming out just after this video. So punishment for not finishing Nemesis, punishment for not finishing my TBR tournament, and the punishment wheel. So we're sitting at 7 spins prior to the wheel. And to be honest, the only prompt that I don't want to get from the wheel is Husband Picks My TBR, because I have 20 hopefuls and he might not want to pick from what I want to read. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the punishment wheel and see what my punishment is. A D12 for number of spins. Now this one really won't work because I already have to do 7. Like, there's no getting out of that because I have the punishments. So what I'm gonna do is, ooh, I'm scared. What else do I have in here? I have a D20, but I feel like that's a little bit dragged. You know what? I think in this case, I'm gonna roll a D8, and whatever number we get, I have to add on to the 7. I'm dragging it. I know I'm dragging it because I wanted to take it easy this month, being that I read so many books for Rom-Com Swoonathon, and this has the potential to literally ruin my life. But fuck it. We're gonna do it. Okay. Oh my God. Ooh. Ooh, I'm so lucky. Ooh, I'm so lucky. I don't even see that. But anyway, it was a 2. So we have 9 spins. However, that's not including the possibility of getting the same prompt twice, which then I would have to add another spin. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. I also have added prompts as I've thought of them. So there's a couple new ones on here since last time. So let's go ahead and do spin number 1. Instagram scroll. Not optimal because like I said, I have books that I want to pull from, but let's go ahead and see what Instagram is looking like. Okay, so the first picture I see here that has some viable options, I'm gonna post it up on the screen, but we have Beach Read, which is on my These 12 Books Will Self-Destruct list. This Spells Love, which was the book that I lost to in the TBR tournament. Stay tuned for that. Ruthless Vows, which I was just talking to Amanda about, how I wanted to continue on with the series even though I didn't love Divine Rivals. And those are like the main ones that I would want to pick up, even though some of these I have never heard of and they might be interesting. I feel like the universe has been telling me to read Beach Read from the amount of times that I've seen it on TikTok recently. Because of that, and also because it's on my self-destruct book list, I'm gonna be picking Beach Read. Okay, so first official book on the TBR wasn't on my radar, but I'm honestly not mad at it. I have been meaning to pick up Emily Henry for a long time. Obviously because it's on my self-destruct list. I've had this since 2020. And yeah, I'm really excited. This one follows 2 characters who I think compete with each other to write in their respective genres of each other's. Don't quote me on that, but I am excited to get into this. So let's move on to spin number 2. A debut. Okay, let me see what I have for this. I am happy to report I was able to pull from the giant ass pile of books I want to read for this month here. And the book that I will be picking for debut is A Little Bit Country by Brian Kennedy. I know nothing about this book except for that Clint loved it, and I will be using it for March, so it's going on the list. Spin number 3. Most recent, as of right now, that book is The Finish Line by Kate Stewart. Yes, this is the 3rd book in the series and I haven't read the 2nd one, but don't worry, I have plans. So I'm going to put it on the TBR because the series will be read this month. So yeah, if you don't know what the series is about, I'm not going to tell you. Read it. Like now, like yesterday, like last year, like you was been supposed to read this. Because I know I was slacking, and yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. This is going on the TBR. Spin number 4. A romance, period. You know I have mad things that could work for this. For this, I'm gonna be picking the Swoony Readers Book Club pick, which is Rock Bottom Girl by Lucy Score. Another one I know nothing about. I follow my friends blindly. And also Lucy Score is a queen, so I really have no doubts that this is gonna be a banger. Join. I'll leave all their information linked down below. Spin number 5. Okay, this is one of my new prompts, last letter to first letter, and this basically means I saw this prompt on Becca Books and Bujo's channel, so I'll link her down below as well. But this prompt basically means the last letter of the last book that I chose, which is L, has to be the first letter of the next book that I choose. So let me see what I have and what I can do for this. That took way longer than I thought, but for the letter L, I'm going to be choosing Lights Out by Kayla James. I don't know nothing about this except for the fact that it's a F1 racing romance, and I saw it on Instagram recently, and I was like, that cover 8, I want to read it. Spin number 6. Next in the Rainbow. So this one is similar to the last one in the sense that it has to be the next in the rainbow based on the last book. I believe I got this prompt from Mel from Eleanor Reads. I'll link her down below as well. But the cover for Lights Out is red, so the next book would have to be orange. I don't know if this counts, but I'm counting it because it's like a fade. It's like a gradient sunset type of thing, but it has orange on the top. So I'm going to be reading Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, another one that wasn't on my list, specifically for this month at least, but Karina posted about it and I said, give me that. So I'm going to be reading this one, hopefully, this month. I don't know much about this, but I have heard a lot of people rave about it and specifically say, honestly, that this one is the best of his books, which kind of intimidates me because I don't want to read it if it's the best and then everything else not hit after that. But listen, I am trying to branch out from romance this year, and this seems like a really good choice for that. Spin number 7. This is honestly not going that bad, so I have high hopes for the last 3. Sun Pig, and he's still up, but I'm still gonna wait until after I finish this because if I leave, I can't come back in here. So I'll be adding in the clip now to see what he chose. So we have the man, the myth, the legend, Ezra here. And I'm gonna have him pick between In 5 Years, None of This Is True, Exodus, and The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi. 2 of these are on my radar and 2 of these are not on my radar, at least not for this month. So let's see what he picks. Come, buddy. I know this is a bad angle, but he doesn't really want to be in the camera, so I'm trying to coerce him. Come. Can you pick one of these? Go ahead, pick one. Which one do we want to read?
Cat.
Which one?
She.
Oh, that's the first one he touched. Period. Spin number 8. A library book. This is perfect because a lot of the books on my hopefuls are ones that I just took out from the library. So for this, I'm going to be kind to myself and put on check please, even though I have a lot of books from the library that I took out. I have high hopes that I'll be able to finish this one. So this is going to be the one that I choose. It's a hockey graphic novel, male romance, I think, but it's another one that I'll be using for the prompts as per Clint's recommendations. Last but not least, hopefully, spin number 9. A poll pick. So fun. Obviously, I don't know what the outcome of this will be, but I'm definitely going to be using my hopefuls list to give some options. So either way, it's going to be something that I want to read. Now, let's hop into the book clubs and March prompts so that I can tell you guys what I'm reading for that. I'm going to pop the bingo board for March up here. Like I said, it's a readathon hosted by Clint and Hope, where the books that you read for the prompts have to be centered around male romance and or relationships. They don't necessarily have to be romance, I believe he said. So I'm going to be participating in this, not trying to black out the board. So I did pick the easiest bingo, and that is the diagonal one where I would have the free space and I only have to read 4 books. So for this section, let me just go over really quickly what I'll be reading. For popular, I'll be reading Red, White, and Royal Blue, which again, I know nothing about. Don't count on me to ever know anything. I always go in blind. But Clint recommended it. I believe it's one of his favorite books of all time, so I'm reading it. Then for the group book, obviously I have no choice or say so in this. The group book is Between the Devil and the Sea. And again, I know nothing about this, but I believe it's a little bit darker. So I'm excited to get into that. I don't read dark romance like that, but I've been dabbling here and there, and I'm not too mad at some of them. Next, we have Person on the Cover, and for that I was going to be reading Check Please, so I'm glad to have it on my priority TBR for the wheel. And last but not least, for audiobook, even though I have a physical copy, I'm going to be reading A Little Bit Country. So also happy to have it on my priority for this month. Then to discuss book club, I've already said that Rock Bottom Girl is the book club pick for the Sweeney readers. And I also participate in Dana and Nikki's Thrills and Chills book club, which I actually won the giveaway for. So I will have a copy of this book later on in the month, but the book that they'll be reading is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. So that's on my TBR. And I also wanted to try to participate in the Probably Smut book club, even though I didn't get the box, but I want to try to read Icebound. And I also want to try to participate in the Violence book club because coincidentally they were asking for suggestions on what the book should be, and I recently saw Nikki review What Lies in the Woods and love it, so I suggested that one and it actually won. So now I feel like I'm gonna have to participate because my suggestion won, and also my friends love the book, so I hope that I will love it too and be able to talk about it with them. But that's on the agenda as well. Then me and Dana have moved our buddy read of Until You Can't to this month, so I'm gonna be getting to that as well. And I am also trying to read Exodus by Kate Stewart because Finish Line is also supposed to be a buddy read with Corinne, because she reread the first two in February and asked if I wanted to read the last one with her. And then last but not least on my hopefuls that I'm going to talk about here, at least, because I definitely have other ones I wanted to read, but with the fact that a lot of these books weren't on my mind and they got picked, I'm not going to worry about that. But I have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell because I want to read this with my boyfriend. So we took out an extra copy from the library. This is my copy and we're going to try to read this together. Also, this is not to say that none of the books that I just mentioned will be picked by either the poll or my son, because I haven't filmed those parts yet. So just keep that in mind. They might end up on the actual TBR. But that is all I have for you guys today. It's a little hefty. I'm a little nervous because I didn't finish last month's and that one was small. But I did have a big ass readathon going on. And also, a lot of these books are ones that I want to read. Like, I just couldn't bring myself to read that Disney anthology and that big ass Sarah J Maas book when I had so many romances on my mind. Anyways, if you guys have read any of these books, let me know what your thoughts on them were. And if you want any of the information for any of the channels, book clubs, or readathons I participate in, they'll be linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.